Okay, hey everybody, Dan Fitzpatrick here, Stock Market Mentor. Just a quick video here, and it's about MicroStrategy. Now, Michael Saylor, super smart guy, very sharp when it comes to Bitcoin. And the reason he's a total Bitcoin bull, but the reason I say that is he hasn't always been that way. When Bitcoin, first came out and first started to kind of get the public's eye, he was really against it. He thought it was a Ponzi scheme, et cetera. But then he looked into it a bit more and really did some research and totally changed his mind on it. I was also skeptical of Bitcoin, and then I did the same thing and have changed my mind on it as well. And for those of you that are Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett fans, that's fine. They didn't really invest in the internet either because they didn't understand that. Sorry, some's coming to mind where that Rick Warren, my pastor, Rick Warren had said about trying to truly understand heaven, and what that's all about is the same thing as an ant trying to understand the internet. So I'm not saying that Charlie and Warren are ants. Obviously, they're multi-billionaire ants if they are. But I am saying that they missed out on a heavenly trade. How's that for saving a religious analogy here? But the point is, if you look at something and you're skeptical, and then you look at it deeper and you say, okay, that also means that, you're really not gullible. But when it comes to, pardon me, I still having a little bit of a cold. But when you look at somebody like Munger and Buffett and so many others, they say, oh, it's bullspit, there's nothing to it. And so what are they suggesting? They're suggesting the dollar. Oh, you got to invest in the dollar. It's regular currency. And what is their reason for not liking crypto? And that's all. I'll just talk about Bitcoin. What's their reason for not liking Bitcoin? Well, because it's not based on anything. It's subject to manipulation. Anybody ever heard of the whole LIBOR thing? It's subject to manipulation. You don't know who owns it. I mean, it goes on and on about how Bitcoin is basically a Ponzi scheme. So, okay, fine. So I'll ask you this. What's the dollar? What is any kind of paper currency? I hate to tell you, it's a Ponzi scheme too. Oh, but it's backed by the full faith and credit of the United States. Okay, whoop-de-damn-do. That's great. Bitcoin is backed by the full faith and credit of the market. And so when you really stop and think about it, virtually everything is a fiat currency. Here's what it's based on. It's based on somebody's willingness to buy it. What are you willing to pay for whatever it is? For a dollar, what interest rate are you going to pay in order to borrow somebody's dollars? Well, thanks to Ben the Beard Bernanke, for quite a while, nobody was paying anything to borrow the dollar. And so you tell me, was the dollar worth anything? Is our currency truly worth anything? Now it is, because the Fed's jacked up rates so much. So it does actually cost money, to borrow dollars. But when interest rates were zero, what was the dollar worth? The dollar was worth nothing intrinsically, because nobody knows how many of them are out there, and they keep printing them all the time. So the dollars are literally infinite. You can print as many as you want, and nobody says anything, because everybody likes that free money. So if that's the case, and it is, then what is the dollar truly worth? The dollar is truly worth whatever people are willing to pay for it. If I want to borrow dollars, how much am I willing to pay to get those dollars? I mean, you don't buy dollars because what are you going to buy them with? Other dollars. So it really is, what is the price that you're going to pay in order to get dollars? How much interest are you going to pay that person who's selling them to you? And for the longest time, it was virtually zero. So in that case, what's the difference between a dollar and Bitcoin? Nothing. Both of them are worth exactly what people are willing to pay for them, with one essential difference. We do know how many Bitcoin are there. It is a finite, definable amount. As the dollar gets weaker and weaker and inflation gets higher and higher, and by the way, oh, we're going to stop inflation. Dude, when's the last time prices have ever really come down? So you say, oh, we're going to reverse inflation? No, we're going to stop the acceleration of price inflation. You're not going to see prices come down very, very much at all. And why do I know that? Because I'm 65 damn years old and I've been paying attention to what prices have been for most of my life. And the reason is because I've had to exchange those dollar bills for stuff, and the price continues to go higher. So when I hear about how, oh, the dollar's going to be able to buy more, no, it's not. You're just going to get used to paying, you know, $60 for a little package of filet. So keep that in mind. And I know I'm ranting a bit, but I'm ranting for a reason, because I feel passionately about it. And I'm not saying just, hey, man, rush out there and pile into Bitcoin. What I am saying is you can rush out and pile into Microstrategy, because they actually have a business. That's where they make most of their money. But Saylor has stocked, he's just like stuffed $1 bazillion of Bitcoin into the company's coffers as well. So this is actually kind of a twofer. You know, you're betting on technology and software development, and then you're also betting on the fact that, oh, Warren and Charlie may at some point in the future, but they may not, may at some point in the future say, gosh, you know, maybe we didn't get Bitcoin. So what I'm telling you is look at buying Microstrategy, keep a stop down here so you don't lose your asterisk if it does happen to pull back. But I think this company is going higher. It's going appreciably higher. It is, by the way, one of the active trades that we have on our active trade list. And so if you're not a member of Stock Market Mentor, you know, come on, you give it, it's like 14 days for $7. Come on, seriously? You know, you can't do that. And you never know. You may, in fact, learn something that will help you improve as a trader. Just a thought.